Well, hello and welcome again to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. It's a great day on this day, March 31st, Friday of 2017. My name is Pete Connor. I'm your host. And we've got some guys that are going to be with us to tell us about the Shriners and what the Shriners are up to these days. And then we'll have a pre-film piece from the Owatonna Arts Center. So please, you have to stay with us for these. As is Friday, our want to do is we always highlight our sponsors, and I'd like to do that at this time. Our premier sponsors, the City of Owatonna, Express Employment Professionals, Owatonna Public Utilities, and Steele County Food Shelf. Our primary sponsors, Amy Swain Hearing Centers, Anytime Fitness, Fairway Foods, Little Theater of Owatonna, and Owatonna Foundation. And our interlude sponsors, the Bremer Bank, Brenda Bednar Mortgage Office, Cedar Valley Services, Glenn Mager and Michael Mager of the Brick Mager Funeral Home and Medford Funeral Home, Carlson Branstead and Company, CPAs, ERA Gillespie Real Estate, the Fairview Animal Medical Center, Horizon Eye Care, Owatonna Area Business Development Center, Steele County Historical Society, Steele County Transitional Housing, the Third Hand Video Productions, Tri-M Graphics, and TPS Insurance. We hope that you will support these wonderful Owatonna businesses that support the Owatonna Today Show. Please say thanks to them when you see them out and around. And we are able to continue because of their sponsorship. And always, if you find someone that you think would be a good sponsor, have them get a hold of Leanne Alt, the show's producer, at 507-390-5751. There, that's what we do on Friday, and then we're going to take a small break for some messages from those sponsors, and then we'll be back with our first guests, John and Greg. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beth Giltvet.
And I'm Dr. Nick Vincelli of Horizon Eye Care.
We want you to see what you love and love how you see. We're proud sponsors of the Owatonna Today Show.
I needed more than just another dead-end job. I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
With the kids off to college, I decided it was time for me to go back to work and express myself.
Express got me in touch with some really great companies. Now I'm on my way to a great career.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
This March, as part of Minnesota Food Share Month, the Steele County Food Shelf hopes to raise $100,000 in cash or pounds of food. Minnesota Food Share contributes additional money based on our local donations. In 2016, 1,180 individuals living in Steele County registered at the food shelf. By the end of 2016, we had given out nearly 600,000 pounds of food. With your support, we are able to provide a monthly 10-day package of groceries to your neighbors in need. No one in Steele County should have to go to bed hungry. Thank you for your generous support of the Steele County Food Shelf.
Well, welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection, and a big welcome to Greg and John. As you can see, they are wearing their, we call them fezzes?
They're fezzes, yes.
Fezzes.
Fezzes.
Fezzes, okay, plural. You know, each one. I have to, just a little personal note, that the guy sitting right here was in my very first 6th grade class at Lincoln School back in the day, as they say. And he still succeeded, I can tell you that.
Yes. That was in the last century.
In the last century.
And I still call you Mr. Connor.
And you do, right. Well, it's always good to see you, and you've got a lot of things going on in your life, and I think it's really good that you're supporting your community in the various ways that you do. And John, known John for a long time, Big John, recently retired from
CenturyLink,
yeah,
the local phone company.
Local phone company. Well, good.
Thank you.
Good. Yeah, nice to have you both here. Well, let's find out about some of the things that are happening. One of the things is the Orthopedic Evaluation Clinic that's going to be coming up here before too long. And then I guess, John, you are the one who's going to talk about the parade.
That's correct.
Good. Let's talk about the Orthopedic Evaluation Clinic.
Sure. Those of you that aren't familiar with the Shriners, they've had a hospital in the Twin Cities since 1923. That offers pediatric orthopedic, they're specialists in that area, And we've been offering those types of benefits to children, for all that time. And there's no cost. The main thing about the Shriners is there's no cost for kids to go to the hospital. And we're very proud of that. We raise money to see that happens. And so we're going to be having a clinic coming up on Saturday, April 29th from 9:30 to noon at the Owatonna Public Library. We'll be in the Gainey Room on the 3rd floor. It works out very well. We have a local doctor there and some nurses from the hospital, and they will pre-screen children that might be eligible to go to the Shriners Hospital. And I guess I'd like to go through with a few items that we look for.
Please.
So that if any of your children, you see some of these issues, you can certainly call us and make an appointment to come and visit with us. The things we primarily look at are in-toeing and toe walking and flat feet, bowed legs or knocked knees, sore, painful, or stiff joints, limb deficiency, limb length discrepancy, curved spine indicating possible scoliosis, and club feet. So those are some of the main things that we look for.
Now, some of these things are probably congenital. It could be, right?
Yes.
What other reasons? Now, you guys aren't doctors, I know that, but you've been doing this long enough. So that, what other reasons would someone come with these kinds of conditions?
Well, I think one of the most common ones, and it's very moving to me, is children that are missing limbs. The Minneapolis, the Shrine Hospital in Minneapolis has one of the premier laboratories in the world. They have guys that are just artists. They make prosthetics for children. And as you know, children grow all the time, so they're always having to be changed to adjust to their body. And those guys are just fantastic. It's just very moving to see.
Certainly is.
Kids that didn't have a leg and all of a sudden get a prosthetic, and it's very.
And some of those things are amazing when you know with electronics and all the other sorts of things.
Yes, and they're on the cutting edge of that sort of thing.
Excellent.
But primarily, we see a lot of just orthopedic issues with joints and a lot of the feet issues, and they can be corrected. And a lot of people don't know those things are not easy to correct, but they can be corrected. And the Shrine Hospital offers those benefits to those people.
Let's say the clinic upcoming is going to see X number of children. What percentage of them might be candidates?
Well, I can go by our past history. We've been doing this for about 20 years, and we've sent right around 150 kids from this area to the Shrine Hospital. So, it averages out. We usually see about 6 to 10 kids per year. And there's also the school nurses know about this, the hospital, and they see kids that have these kinds of problems. They will refer it to the hospital also.
So we're doing this in at the public library in the Gainey Room, and it's obviously in Owatonna. Are people from outside of Owatonna allowed to come?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We're if you look at our fezzes, we're from Missouri. That's a Minneapolis temple. This hospital in Minneapolis covers most of the upper Midwest area, including the Dakotas and Montana, Wyoming, Nebraska.
Part of Canada.
We're part of Canada. But our clinic, we tend to specialize in the local area. We go out and contact all the local school nurses, like I say, and other doctors and nurses. So the kids we look at for this particular clinic would come from probably a 5-county area.
Okay, all right. Just by way of demographic, Shrine demographic, Owatonna has a club. What's the next closest to Owatonna?
In Minnesota, there's 3 shrine temples. There's one in Duluth, one in Minneapolis, and one in St. Paul. And we belong to the one in Minneapolis. But I'd say how many are there? Probably 20, 25 different
does like
clubs.
Faribault have one, Albert Lee, Austin, as far as you know?
Albert Lee and Austin have their individual shrine clubs. I lived in southwestern Minnesota for a while, and the Zura territory ranges from Fergus Falls to Canby to Marshall. It's quite wide and far-ranging, as is the state.
Good. Let's, once again, before we close on the clinic, again, the date, the time.
It's Saturday, April 29th, 9:30 to noon at the public library on the 3rd floor.
Excellent. Anything else on that? Do we want to make a comment?
No, we better get on to the parade.
Yes. John,
there you go.
The parade master, yeah. What's upcoming? May, I guess you said?
Zura Shrine is having their spring inaugural initiation of new candidates. And along with that, Owatonna is hosting that event. It's an open event. It'll be held at the Eagles Club in Owatonna on May 5th and 6th. On May 6th, following that initiation of new candidates, we are hosting a grand parade downtown in Owatonna. It starts at the corner of Rose and Cedar, goes south to Park Square, turns east, and goes back up North Elm and completes itself once we get to Rose Street. We're anticipating 40 to 45 units.
Wow.
Some civic and some shrine related.
Right. Well, you know, I guess we all know about the Shrine motorcycles, the Shrine little cars.
Yep.
And are those going to be part of the parade?
Yes, you'll see everything from the big heavy Harley Davidsons down to the little mini go-karts, and they'll be fashioned up as helicopters or boats or whatever you might envision. That's part of the fun of this. The parade units is they kind of design them themselves and pick a theme and follow through with it.
And it's not something that they just come and ride. I mean, they've practiced.
Yes, they do.
They have an exercise that goes on.
That is correct. Many of them have very precise routines, these motorized units. And even the horsemen, they have their own precise routines that they go through.
Good. What else are you up to? Fundraisers, anything? I know you had a fundraiser back in February, January?
The Owatonna Club has a few fundraisers we put on throughout the year. One of them is our pancake breakfast, which was held just in February. Coming up, we're at the county fair, Steele County Fair. We have a booth inside the beer garden where we dispense popcorn, pop, and peanuts, that type of stuff. And we also hold a golf fundraiser. That's in August. Thank you. Yep.
So
we're busy.
Lots of things going on.
We are a busy club.
That's good. That's good. How many members in the club? Your club here,
Greg?
There's probably about 50 members in our club here. We the Waseca area is part of this, Owatonna too. So yes.
So I have to ask a tough question. Is it all male?
Yes, it is.
Right now.
Right now.
Okay.
We highly encourage our ladies to assist.
You have an auxiliary, right?
Yeah. We have a lot of fun. It's family orientated.
Yeah.
And, but it's a
Well, we'll see about how long that lasts.
That's another story.
That's another story. Oh, this is great. It's great to have you guys here. Some serious stuff and and some fun stuff. And that's nice. You guys, you kind of it's a good shape.
Yep.
It's a good shape. Very well.
Come on down to the parade. It steps off at 1:30 on the 6th of May.
Sounds good. All right. Hope you have good weather.
We're looking forward to it.
Thanks for being here with us.
Thank you.
And best wishes for all of what you've got going on. And thanks to all of you for being with us, for staying with us. And we're now going to have some messages from our sponsors, so please stay tuned.
Hi, Brad here from Owatonna Senior Place. Our goal at Senior Place is to involve, enrich, and empower adults 50 years of age or better to live as independently as possible in our communities. We do this by promoting wellness through recreational, educational, and social opportunities, as well as being a referral source for services available within our area. Activities and programming at our center emphasize creating and maintaining independence in all phases of life. Come see what Senior Place has to offer. Live full, live well, and live long.
Amy Swain Hearing Centers is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better.
Hi, I'm Betsy Linger from the Owatonna Foundation. Your generosity has made Owatonna a better place to live by benefiting our community, the arts, recreation, and education. Please consider a donation today. The Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
At Triumph Graphics, we think beyond ink. That's why you should make us your source for creative concept, design, print, mail, and web. Check us out today at triumphgraphics.com.
Owatonna Public Utilities, real people, real reliable, real progress. Making life a little easier day after day, taking pride in our community, listening to what you say, a voice you can talk to. We're growing with you in mind in everything we do. Owatonna Public Utilities.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. We are on location at the Owatonna Arts Center, and we are here today with Joyce Parker and Candy Kuehn. And welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, ladies.
Thank you. Good to be here.
And Joyce, we'll start with you. The Arts Center is having some classes taught by Candy coming up. Would you please tell us what those classes are and when they will be held?
Yes, we're very excited to have Candy. She's a great artist, known in Minneapolis very well. She's starting with the Art Slam game, which is something she came up with as a way to teach the principles and elements of design in an interactive way. And so everybody gets to participate and everybody gets to learn, and they have a great time, and there are teams, so there's competition. So that will be, again, Saturday, April 8th. And then the other class that she is teaching is the Wind Did It. And it's a class on remaking straw hats for spring, to reflect nature, to reflect whatever is in somebody's heart and design. So it's going to be exciting, and we're really looking forward to it.
And when is that class being taught?
That class is Saturday, April 29th in the afternoon.
In the afternoon. So the hat class is the 29th, and then the other class, which I didn't quite understand what that was, and we'll let Candy explain it, is held on the...
Saturday, April 8th.
8th, okay.
Yes.
We'll pass the microphone over to Candy. And Candy, welcome to the show. Welcome to Owatonna.
Thank you.
Please give us a little bit of your artistic background.
Well, I've been sewing since I was 5 years old, picking up scraps off the floor, from my grandmother, great-grandmother, and mother, and making pictures. And then I wanted to dye my own things, and I started in 6th grade, but got good at it finally in college and out. And then my dad gave me a camera like his grandfather got around 12, and I did that too. So in school I was trained as a photographer, an art photographer, and I did wearable art also, side by side.
Oh my, such as the jacket that you're wearing.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and I've also been trained, and this is digitally done. And so I've also been trained Now I'm going to school again at the university because I'm over a certain age and I can afford it. And I'm doing digital drawing.
Oh.
And those are up at the Owatonna Arts Center. The pieces. And what I do is I mess royally with the phone apps and I create other worlds. And I had a mentor at the Minneapolis Institute of Arts. All of us photographers had him, and he sort of suggested that my quiet Minnesota need to let the imagination out and either write or paint on them. And I started these just before he died.
Okay, all right. So tell us now the first class that you are teaching. What is the name of that? And
it's an art slam game, and what we do is we create with paper garments that walk across the floor, and you win if it makes it. And the whole point of it was I needed for sculpture classes, for children's classes, and for guilds that would come through my studio to figure out what art is, and to have it on their body and have them walk across the floor. They did it, and I make them use two of the principles or elements of art, whichever ones they want, and I explain them to them, and they get I have 5 tools that they can choose from, and they only get 3. And most everybody chooses the scissors first. So, and we have a really good time. There's 2 sessions, like a 20-minute and a half-hour, and it's great.
Okay.
And the hat class is called The Wind Did It, because that's how I was taught. We bring in pictures of the outside, we fill that inside of ourselves, and then we start glue gunning like crazy on these straw hats that deserve to be dealt with.
Wow, okay. I'm going to show each of these hats one at a time. I'm focusing on the green hat right now. Tell us a little bit about that. What was the inspiration behind that one?
For the Textile Center, for the shop called Scarborough Fair, I was invited for their derby lunch. Well, it was tea and hats. And she asked me to look up online what derby hats were, so I did.
And you're talking about Kentucky Derby hats.
Yes.
Okay.
And so what happened was this was my idea of what a derby hat was. And I had gotten this stuff from the Textile Center garage sale, and I put a small crown in it and sewed over it and then messed with it. And this one, I found this really beautiful plastic stuff at Floral Supply and Michael's, and I had way too much fun with that.
It looks great.
It didn't like to sew, so I just smushed it with the sewing machine. It was great fun.
And so this is what you will be creating then when you take the...
well, the hat class will mostly stay with the straw ones.
The straw ones, okay.
And these ones I just do. This is... I got all this grass cloth, I think from the 60s, and the paper was falling off. So I helped it with the dyes, and I made a fabric stiffener. Woolworths by that time had been long gone, and I had one bottle left. I smelt it, and I said, glue, and it must be starch, and it smells like floor wax. And so I've been working with various, cook up my starch and various glues and various acrylic mediums to do more and less stiff forms for wrap and rolling that liberated grass cloth.
So we have a little less than a minute left. Tell us again what the classes are and when they will be held, and then Joyce can fill us in on how you can register for the classes.
Well, the Art Slam game, that's held on the 8th, Saturday the 8th of April in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be all ages, and we'll have teams of 3 and 5, and one person is the curator, so they get to make the say. That's part of art, is the choosing how you see stuff.
Okay.
And then the hat one is in the afternoon on Saturday the 29th, and you bring your straw hats and you bring some stuff to play with and stuff to share, and we have more fun than should be legal doing that.
It sounds absolutely fantastic. If you pass the microphone back to Joyce. Joyce, you had a few other classes that you wanted to highlight in the minute we have left.
Well, there are so many classes coming up. They are in the Owatonna School catalog for community ed.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are the usual, the pottery classes that are ongoing, the barn quilt painting classes, Gals Night Out pottery class. I will be doing a watercolor sampler on April 4th to go with the new exhibition that will be coming up on quilts. And so the name of that one is Postcards and Love Letters. So I took that, and we're going to actually make postcards and learning techniques of watercolor.
Oh, wonderful.
So not to just promote myself, but there's going to be a paint and sip. There are clay creations for your yard and garden by Judy Sershin, and many kids' classes. So I really hope that they take advantage of these. They all sound exciting to me.
All right.
Junk Sculpture in the Summer by Judy Sershin.
So keep your eyes on the Owatonna Arts Center's website. And,
Yes.
And you will be...
And the community...
And on the Community Ed's website for the ones that
yes.
are being offered through Community
And the...
Ed.
And the
also,
newsletter.
Yes, and if you haven't joined the Owatonna Arts Center,
Yes.
please consider doing that, because
Definitely.
then you'll have all of those
A
great
discount.
ideas, a discount, and a discount on the cost of the classes and that kind of thing right at your fingertips.
Exactly.
All right. Well,
So,
ladies, thank you so much
thank
for your
you.
time. We are going to now transition over to Sylvan because he wants to point out a couple of new things that are here at the Art. We're now with Sylvan Durbin, and Sylvan, there were a couple of things you wanted to touch on about some things that are happening here at the Arts Center.
Well, I do hope that everybody signs up for the classes. The ladies have done a great job explaining them, and we have limited time. The Art Center opened the Healing Arts display, which is spring and summer. We hope that you'll stop out and see them. We have Gail Cole, who's doing some painting. She's on the second floor. Reverend Jack Dahl, watercolor. Candy Kuehn, who's just spoken, has done some beautiful, wonderful photographs that she's layered with various techniques using her iPhone. And this is just an example of it. They're spectacular and wonderful.
Absolutely beautiful. Yes.
Yes, and Basically, we have April Magnus, who is a glass artist, and you need to take a little walk over there close to the emergency room because there's these 3 display cases that are just...
Okay. And so these are all actually at the Owatonna Hospital?
They're all at the hospital.
Yes.
And Sarah Schilligren is also there with some beautiful large canvases. So I really welcome you to go out there. It's a great place if you want to take a walk, enjoy the art. It's a wonderful experience as well. And then I'd like to point out here in our new Arneson Atrium.
I love this. This is gorgeous.
This piece was done by Kimberly Joy Roth, and it's on long-term loan here. She originally did the piece as a larger piece, received a grant from the Minnesota State Arts Board, and it was shown at Augsburg College. And we have just the center portion of it, and the title is What We Have to Lose. It's she's very, very concerned about the water quality, and there's this beautiful background of water and kind of stylized imagery of water lilies and plants. And if you look closely, there are little turtles and snails as well. And it's just a wonderful, welcoming piece here in the Arneson Atrium. And I welcome you to stop out in April to see the love letters, postcards and love letters, which is a quilt show by the Peacemakers of Owatonna that will be opening soon as well. So
right.
many things happening.
Always a lot to see and do here at the Owatonna Arts Center. And I've been an Owatonna Arts Center member for more years than I can recall, and I encourage you to become a member. There's so many, it opens up so many more opportunities for you, and you also help support the flourishing art community that we have here, not only in Owatonna, but in our local area as well.
Thank you, Leanne, and I should also welcome or encourage Steele County artists to be a part of the 65th Annual Steele County Art Exhibition that will be happening in May. You can stop in and pick up entry forms, and we hope to see you soon.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Sylvan, for inviting us into your lovely Owatonna Arts Center home. Audience members, please stay with us. We will be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Hi, my name is Dave Efforts with TPS Insurance. We're here to handle all your insurance needs. We are a very proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. Thanks so much for staying with us. We've got some community announcements to share with you. St. Paul's Episcopal Church has its Lenten speaker series, The Things We Treasure, on Wednesday. The 29th, we'll have Tom Walsh, a very senior citizen of Owatonna, speaking. There is a lunch afterwards. The speaker is free. The speaking part is free. Lunch afterwards, $6. All proceeds benefit the Steele County Free Clinic as well as the Crisis Resource Center. Art for Hope on Saturday, April 8th, Michelson Funeral Home, South Gathering Room from 6:30 until 8 o'clock. All of the things that they've got going on there, social hour, auctions, and so forth. $20 admission includes light refreshments and bidding number. Cash bar will be available throughout the evening. Tickets available at Kotke's, at the Elks Club, Deb Gillard, and also with other OISA members. And that's going to take care of it for today. Please tune in on Monday. We're going to have a couple of doctors with us. We're going to have Dr. Amy Swain and Dr. Bobby Otteson with us. And I hope you have a great weekend. See you back here on Monday.